Alright, ladies and gents. Before I get started, don't mind how I look. And today's episode's supposed to be a fun one. Thank you for joining me, your lovely host, A Rob. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for being here today. I'm excited. Hold on. Yeah, as I was saying, I'm excited. I'm gonna cut that part out because I don't know if you guys heard me, if you heard the little alarm. But yes, today's episode is, I would say, a pretty fun one. It's not one that I've ever talked about. It's very new, very, how do I say, thriving, and apparently the new sensation around the world. Even though it's been around for a while, it's just like right now it's back up on its heights as it was before. So today's topic is about Love Island. Wow, I know, right? Some people are gonna look. They're gonna be like, "This guy, I don't think he really watches Love Island. I think he's actually lying. It's a hoax." And to be honest, you're not completely wrong. I myself, I'm not sitting down watching the full episodes. I either, see the clips, or I get the updates from the people who I know watch it. But me, myself, and I'm not sitting down, bucket of popcorn, snack, watching the whole 1 hour. Even though I've been recommended by multiple sources to do so, because they think I would enjoy it. And to be honest, they're probably not wrong. From what I've seen, it's kind of looking like it's not a bad choice. Will I watch it though? That's all for debate. I might just continue doing what I do, watch pieces that pop up, and just get the feedback from other people I know who are like deep dive, hardcore fan, lover, supporters, the whole works. But yes, I've been watching the season in and outs. All those who have been watching the season, I know you guys are probably just as confused or in question, just like I am. Now, for those who don't know, Love Island, in my eyes, or in my opinion, is basically like a love game show. I see it on like a big, glorified scope that like Love Island is a game show where you do all these crazy things to find your one true love, and hopefully, after leaving said villa, you guys would be together again, back in the real world, spending the time with each other. For some people, it goes that way. Like, can't remember their name right now, but they were the winners from last season, Cordell and. See, this is how you know I'm not locked in like everybody else, but Cordell and Serena, yes, those two, the lovers. They last season, or I'm assuming last season, or season before, whichever one, they were the winners. I believe so, right? I don't know. They were the ones that people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is Endgame," and it turns out they are. Right now they're still together. I hope and believe, but they were like the couple that people were like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing that they're still together." Wow. Now, in this current season, you kind of are just like, who's really gonna win? Even though my scopes, my lenses, my visions are pointing me towards the boy Bryce and Trinity, because if you really think about it, they've been the ones that like actually played the show or did the Love Island in a correct manner. They found each other off originally. They did a little exploring, realized it didn't work, and they came back to each other. Sure, they had the little bumps and roughs and ups and downs, but I think that's expected on this type of show. But last episode, there's some things that I just feel a lot of things that just happened need to be discussed. Now, for those who don't know, who don't watch, who have no clue what I'm talking about, I'm going to give you a brief summarization. Each person that comes into the villa, boy and girl, their goal is to find a connection. See if this person that they mess with, or they've talked to, or they've spent time with, is their true potential lover. You do this for a certain amount of time, go through all these challenges, you go through all these, situations where it really tests if you really like true about this connection. But you also have the opportunity to do other sort of talking connections with other people on the villa. Now, do I think that really makes sense? In my eyes, it's like glorified speed dating. you're sitting there and you kind of just after one another to figure out which one's best for you. It seems to have worked. I don't know, but it gets really dramatic. It gets really drama filled, and I'm for it. I'm a man who loves drama. I'm not gonna hold you a good little back and forth between guys, girls, whatever. I'm here for it. As long as it doesn't involve me, I'll sit there and eat it up. No problem. But the main course of Love Island is to hope that you find your partner for life. Some people do, some people don't, whatever. So, you get partnered up, you go through a bunch of rigorous tests, test if you belong with another, and then people like us, the real people in the real world, have the option of like giving our opinions of who we want to be together, who we want to see, be in a couple. But the people on the show, have the option to, keep it open, keep it closed, whatever they decide. And most people tend to like wait and see if they really want to close things off. So like they kind of just say we're open to like exploring and seeing what's out there, just in case they find somebody else. Now this past episode that just happened, I think we need to fire everybody. Almost everybody on that villa needs to get out. And that's just what I'm thinking. I'm sure people out there like, he's not wrong. He's spitting facts. I agree with him wholeheartedly. Other people are like, bruh, I don't think you'll really understand it. I digress. I think that a lot of people on that show need a wake-up call. A lot of them need to get slapped upside the head. A lot of them need to get booted off. I'll tell you why I say this. Now, the main people, Casey, Corbin, Sincere, Bryce, Zach, and their partners, Kata, Anaya, Melanie, Kenzie, and Trinity, they've all been put through a lot in the past couple episodes. In this time frame, it's Casa Amor, House of Love. Everybody's, getting new experiences with new people. A lot of people are doing some crazy, outlandish things. I'm not going to point any fingers, Casey, Corbin, a little bit of Sincere, but I'm not going to point any fingers and say these people out here doing some really, really wild, messed up things. But yesterday, you go through, you watch, they get the chance to, recouple, figure out if they still want to be with these same guys that was out there doing all knows what, or take the chances with the new people that they came and had interactions with. So, if you didn't watch, here's what went down. Some of the people, they switched. Kenzie's with the new guy, as expected, because her original man of choice, Mr. Corbin, light-skinned, robotic man, talks like ladies, only knows ladies in his inventory of words, speaks like he has no common sense. Decided to couple up with a new girl called Parmesan. They decided to couple up. Now, we're not on Corbin's side. We're, meaning me and probably the masses of the people out there, not on his side. Kenzie, glad she found somebody. Some people are still hating on her. I'm on the fact that she could take the back burner right now. She's not the main topic of hand right now. She's not the main fire, the main thing. She could sit back and relax. Her time will come. Corbin, at this point, get him out the show. Him and Parmesan need to go. They've done run. They don't know what they're talking about. They sound like they're slow. They sound like they don't really belong on the show. Quite frankly, Corbin, the way he handled things, just makes all men look bad. But he's not alone. He is not alone in this tyranny of what the heck is wrong with men. He's not the only one. Below him, Zach. Now, Zach, he's been real in and outs with him and his girl, Kata. A little insecure about how he feels and how things are gonna go. The minute she wants to know, just do a little bit of exploring, he's all, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose her. I can't do this. Man's having a mental break. But the minute it's reversed, she's just like, okay, if that's really what he wants to do, go for it. But he kind of showed his true colors throughout the challenges, throughout throughout like Casa Amor. You saw that he was, he's on thin ice, but he's not the worst of them. Mr. Sincerity, if you're watching this, which I doubt. If anybody knows you who's watching this, which I doubt, I need you guys. I need you, Mr. Sincerity, Sinclair, whatever you want to call yourself right now, Lord Farquaad. I need you to really understand what you're doing. You've been in and out, 50-50, up and down, left and right, all around with Melanie, and I just don't understand it. Melanie's bad. She's people through the, how do I say, the assumptions like wildfire about how she's like Huda. She's not. She had a little slip up. Her little gimme 10. Everybody was running with it, talking about she's wild, she's crazy, she's ridiculous. But as you saw, she just needed her 10. You gave her 10. She was good. She calmed down. She relaxed. She became a better person that we all love and care for. Now, Mr. Sincere, you are out here playing with fire. You're not. You're taking the wrong choices. At this point, I want to find one of your metaphors to spit back at you, Mr. Analogy left and right. Like, you are out here doing the wrong things, and Melanie doesn't deserve it. Now, you're lucky that she didn't choose Mr. Corey. Is that his name, Corey? You're lucky. Because realistically, Corey is up here, we're above you. He's out here doing the most for a girl that deserves the most. So, the fact that she still chose you means something. And if you ruin that, best believe the mass consensus is coming for you. Now, we could all talk about Bryce and Trinity, but that's not what we're here for. We know they're endgame. They're winning this. If they don't win it, I'm suing. Because that was true love's, like, that's a true love trope right there. Like, they had their times, they did a little bit of exploring, it didn't work out, and all they thought about was each other, how they miss each other, how they love each other, how they want to be with each other till the end. Him coming back on the screen, like, matching shirt, matching colors, the whole ordeal, him running, I said, that's true love. Had me almost shed a tear. Now, what you all been waiting for? The main topic at hand. Anaya and Casey. Not much to say there, you know. From the jump, you know, they had their lot of, how do I say, back and forth, a lot of this and that, and all around. Like, the connection between them was very, not forced, but it wasn't where it's supposed to be. Initially, Casey, he wanted her, you know. He did put in some time, reassured her. She did have some insecurities that she had to work past. And I understand something, like, sure, a lot of it was draining. By all means, I get it. But the way he did her, that's ridiculous. He's a man whore. That's all I need to know. The minute he saw a little piece of eye candy that just wasn't Anaya, little something else that just had him, his young boy hormone go crazy, he was all on it. No hesitation whatsoever. And that's where I'm like, this is ridiculous. Now, for all those who didn't watch, I might be spoiling it. Realistically, you should have watched by now. It came out yesterday. Realistically, when I post this, you should have seen it by now. Because this is going to be a couple days after. You should have watched it. Now, Anaya, she might have found her person. Our boy Carl, in the span of one episode, did more than Casey has. He connected with her. He made her feel seen. He probably made her feel loved within a short time frame. And then when we come back and we see that she didn't pick him, literally, wow, mind blown. And you know why? Because Casey was running wild through Casa Amor. Kissing, touching, doing all things with whoever, with no regard. No second flash. Just, Anaya is out of his mind. Right now, in his mind was Casa Amor women, and all I want to do is touch upon them. And he does that. What's worse, he talked about her like she was second grade shit. Now, I don't condone disrespect for any type of person, but especially for a woman who, one, isn't around to defend herself, nor two, is gonna just think, oh yeah, you know, he's probably out here thinking of me as such a horrible person, and she understands that she has a lot to work through. But it's like, you being a person of that extent to where you're hyping up black women, talking about, oh yeah, you're the blueprint, you're the one, you're the just to then not even choose her is beyond my, like, you just talked so much ish to her about how she's this, that, so great, I choose you, just to come back with a new girl. And no, you know, no hate on a new girl, not just yet, her time is coming. Like, I get it, you know, you guys probably formed a little connection, but what connection? You saw something that looked nice and you went for it. There was no connection. You only want her for her body. And that's my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. Based off the fact that I'm like, what connection was there? From the jump, you said, oh, I want the nurse. Because she looked good. Everybody understand that she looked pretty. She's very pretty. Give her her props. She's a very pretty girl. Very pretty woman. But you don't want her for real. You just want her for her body. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks that. Based off the fact, there was not really much of a connection. Y'all were too busy in each other's mouth time and time again to really even form a connection. Just because, oh, she's from, what, South Central, where also you're from, that's it? That's it? You've known her for a few days, and you've known Anaya for weeks, and you're so easily convinced. I was surprised, because I'm watching everybody, you know, watching everybody come in with their new couple, and da-da-da-da-da. Everybody is either with someone, or with someone new, or with the original person that they started everything with. Except for Anaya. And you know why? Because Casey, for him to talk about, oh, I'm doing this for me, I'm not doing this for Anaya. What are you doing for you? You just picked somebody up who you don't know, you don't really have a connection with, all because she looks good. And best believe, I'm pretty sure next episode, they're probably going to introduce a new bombshell. Hopefully one for Anaya, because I feel bad for her and Carl. That probably could have been Endgame. But the minute there's another eye candy, I want to explore. Because I don't think they're going to be closed off. And you know why? Because he wants to explore. He said that to her in Casa Amor. He told her, you know, like, would you be mad about if somebody else is in the bed? You know why? Because you're not Endgame. And the fact was that she came on that show when he brought her back to the villa as if she was Endgame. As if he was going to really lock it down with you. No. And what's worse, she thought she could step to Trinity? She crazy? Like, mind you, girl, you just got here. You're not going to talk crazy to none of these girls just because you think you popping because Casey picked you. Casey's not the top dog in that whole entire show. He's just a man whore. And you're going to realize that the minute another person comes in here that catches his eye. And I'm just going to let you know, you're just going to hate everything that you're going through. You're going to sit here and regret all the bad stuff you said, all the crazy attitude that you came in with, because Casey is not going to keep you around. If he does, then, hey, you know, then my bad. But from what I'm looking at is that you're just another piece of eye candy that he just saw and he just took. The minute someone else comes in here that has his eyes going, you're out of here. He's gonna want to explore that. He's gonna have you sitting here thinking, "Oh, does he want to be with me? Does he want?" No. What he did to Anaya, you're next up. I hope you understand that. What he did to Anaya, it's coming for you. Karma is the thing. The way he treated Anaya is gonna buy him an ass for real. But also, you're gonna see all that stuff he did to her. It's gonna come back to you times 200%. And I hope she's ready. I hope she's ready to take it, because she came in this villa ready to fight, ready to swing and talk crazy to everybody. I hope she can stand on business when that shit bite her in her ass. I hope she's prepared. That's all I can say. All I can say. Kenzie and her man, it's whatever. Corbin and Parmesan, they need to go. They need to leave immediately. They're on the verge of just like, they're with each other just because they're lustful, because they just want to touch up on each other, and that's really it. They don't really have no connection besides physical. Nothing worth chatting about. Caleb, he can do whatever he wants. He came in here with nobody. He was here for Kenzie. Kenzie chose somebody else. Now he's free to do whatever he wants. I hope him and Jen have a great time, because realistically, they're a good couple. Happy for them. Trinity and Bryce, that's endgame. They're winning the show. No buts about it. If they don't, I'm suing the company. Point made, period. Sincere and Mel, they need to figure it out. Well, realistically, Sincere needs to figure it out. I think from here on out, he's going to stop being stupid. He's going to stop with his metaphor. He might chop the hair. Or at least, not even chop it, but like make it look presentable. He keeps it in that bun, or he lets it down. And it's looking kind of messy, bro. Either braid it or do something else. Come on, man. Zach and Kato, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I can't speak much about them, because I'm like, Zach is insecure, but I feel like after this time he might be locked in. Him and Kata. At least I'm thinking. At least I'm hoping. Yeah. Anaya, I'm hoping things go well for her. Because she went with her gut, and her gut let her down. If I was her, though, I would have automatically went with old boy. Gary made her feel, not Gary, Carl made her feel better than ever in a short time. And all Casey did was get her mind constantly boggled about what he was doing before Casa Amor, while in Casa Amor, and everything else. At this point, you should have chose the guy that was giving you something different, something new, something relevant. And what's worse, and I kid you not, every time the girls stand up and they're like, oh, this guy, he made me feel so great, the best thing in the world for me. He treated me like a princess, like a queen. He made me feel so alive, so respected, so loved, so cared for. They say all of this positive stuff, and you think, oh, okay, yes, she's gonna pick this guy because she's talking so highly of him, and then they go, but I just want to keep my connection with. Why? At that point, if you hear that, you just automatically know you're losing. You're going back home. If they start off with, they were such a great person to me. They treated me so well. Like, literally, they made me feel the best I've ever been. Like, you just have to know. If you hear those words, just prepare to pack your suitcase, prepare to throw up the deuces and leave. Because that's what it showed. Everybody was just talking so highly of everybody else. Just to pick the person they were with before. Like, what sense does that make? Don't compliment the guys. Don't talk nice to the guys if you're not going to pick them. If you're not going to talk about how great they are, you can't talk about how great they are, how they made you feel if you're just going to leave them. If you're going to pick somebody else, if you're going to go back to your old person, don't talk about it. Just be like, I was just at this point, just say you appreciate it for the time that you spent, wrap it up, and that'd be it. Because now, if I was them, I'm over here saying my head is getting filled. My ego is up there. My heart is up here like, oh my God, she's picking me. I'm the one, I'm the guy, I'm the great. Nah. I'm not. She's just saying all this nice stuff, just to say all this nice stuff, just to tell me that she's picking somebody else. Don't do that. Don't lead me on. Because at that point, I'm airing this whole place out. I'm actually not doing that. I'm not about that life. But best believe, if I was on Love Island and I'm like going through all this stuff that was happening, I don't know if they're allowed to fight on Love Island because I'm not that locked in. But best believe, I'm getting physical. Somebody is getting a fist to the face. If I was Trinity when old girl was TT was out there talking crazy, Bryce was gonna have to pick TT off the ground. I was gonna have to help her up. Cause Trinity, I don't know if she could fight for real. I don't know anything about her in terms of like her personal life and stuff like that. But she looked like she could fight. I feel as though if I was Trinity in that time, sandals was off, earrings was off, I'm throwing down right now. Bryce was gonna have to pick me up. Bryce, the cameraman, they all gonna have to take me off of her. They just gonna have to grab me off of her. I would have had her weave and her braids in my hands. Cause you're crazy, talking crazy to me? You just got here. Literally, you just stepped in the villa right now. And you don't talk crazy to me? Nah, you're bugging. You're bugging. And then, realistically, if I was anybody, like, if I was one of the guys and I seen, like, one of my girls did something like Casey did, whatever guy she brought in there, that, done. It's over. Someone's going to have to call, like, they're going to have to call the bomb squad. Because they're going to need something to stop me. They're going to have to call National Guard. They're going to call the Army. They're going to need something to stop me. Because you're bugging out if I'm going to sit here and watch this happen on live television across the whole entire globe. So the minute I leave and I come back to real life, it's just going to be plastered everywhere. You're bugging. That's not happening. That's never going to happen. I would never let that happen. I would have to know what's going around, because if I know you come back with another guy, oh my God, my fist would never leave his face. I would just constantly, at this point, you call the cops, attempted murder, whatever. It would be so crazy, because you're ridiculous. I don't know how they all stay calm. I don't know whether or not like they really genuinely found connections, because I'm thinking I'm just gonna sit there and cry. I'm sure tears will form, whatever, but I'm gonna get physical. You will be damned if I just sit there and just take it. The minute I can react, I'm reacting. No thought, no nothing. At that point, I don't give a damn about the money. It's just pure feelings now. My feelings is gonna take over. Whatever happens after that happens after that. But Anaya, she's lucky. Anaya, I don't know if it was just like the thought of just winning the money is keeping everybody restrained, or just all of the things. But I would have been saying so. I would have said so much more than she did. I would have done a lot more than just cry. I would have flipped some shit. I would have cursed. I would have done so much. I would have made everybody remember. Y'all want to talk about Hood is crazy? No, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Ooh. Yeah. So, as I was saying before, I'm gonna hope for the next episode. I'm gonna hope everything is good, everything is well. I don't know what to expect. I hope you guys are just as like on your edge of the seat as I am. If you don't watch Love Island, maybe I've pushed you to now watch it, to like dive in, to be a part of the global economic franchise of Love Island. But we're just gonna have to sit and wait and see. But I have no clue where things are gonna go. I'm excited to see what goes on, and what I know, you guys will know. And next episode, I'll probably give a little tad bit of what I've seen or what has happened since then. But yes, this has been today's episode. I have been your lovely host, A Mod, A Rob, Mr. A Dreamers, and peace. See you guys next week.